Michael obviously came back last weekend from a fairly lengthy injury layoff. Can you give us a flavour of what the dressing was like after the game, having played so well in the first 45 minutes, to then walk off the field with nothing?
I think you can imagine. I think first half we were in cruise control, really comfortable. I thought the lads in front of us dominated. Tom and Jake getting forward, pressing Spurs, which, you know, they're a top team, like to have a lot of possession of the ball. I think they had that, but without really hurting us. Getting at half time and saying, feeling in control, and then kept coming out in the second half, and the sending off changed everything and put us on the back foot and playing against Spurs with 11 men. Never mind 10 is always a tough test, and you know they had an awful lot of possession, and the quality that they have and possess it cost us.
You're obviously one of the more experienced players in that dressing room right now. How tough is it to avoid feeling that everything's going against you at the moment?
Yeah, little things are. There's no hiding it. As I say, I look back before I even signed the Stoke game, the second game of the season. You know, Chesney got sent off, 1-0 up late on. A throw-in that should have been Hull City's ball turns out to be Stoke, and then the ball ends up in the back of the net. Little things can cost you, but you know we were also in front of Newcastle 2-0 up, and that was no one else's fault apart from our own to give them goals away. We've been ahead, and could we have turned them draws into wins, we would have been in a lot better position than we are now. But we keep fighting, we stick together, which we've got a great group of boys in that dressing room, and if we perform like we did last week, certainly in the first half, we'll climb up that table.
Would it be fair to say that if you're going to go to places like Old Trafford and win, you do need an element of good fortune on the day? Yeah,
of course you do. I mean, we went to the Emirates, tough place to go, and I think possession would have been something silly to Arsenal, but you know we went 2-1 up. Another late goal, could we have hung on? They would have been awfully disappointed, but you know that's football, and you do need a little bit of fortune. And hopefully tomorrow we go to Old Trafford, get them on a bad day, and we'll get right in their faces and get at them and take the game to them.
And how do you look forward to the prospects of playing the Manchester United of this world when you look at the array of attacking talent they have? Is it something you do look forward to, the challenge of pitting your wits against the best in the Premier League?
Oh, I've always said that when I've played in the Premier League. It's you come up against world-class players on a regular basis. There's and Man United certainly have that in the attacking force that they've got. But you know we can also take it to them. They've got lots of young players in defence, and hopefully we can put them on the back foot, and we can take it to them.
How do you go about winning a game away from home against one of the big 4 or 5 teams in the Premier League?
Well, we have to, for a start, be all on the same wavelength, get in the faces, work your socks off, and then, as I say, hopefully your forwards will win you the game and create something special.
Do you feel there's a better opportunity, without trying to sound flippant, to go to Old Trafford this season than there has been maybe since the Premier League began?
Yeah, maybe. No hiding it. We're in transition of lots of new players, all change, but you know we're still going to Old Trafford. Manchester United, top team. So, but we'll go there and we'll enjoy it.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, if you play, it's you against Robin Van Persie, ex-Spurs against ex-Arsenal. Have you had some battles with him over the years, Michael? Yeah,
there's been lots of games. As I say, played against them on many occasions, and last year obviously for Spurs they went there and got a win. But yeah, I've played against the likes of him, Wayne Rooney, and top players and players like myself who want to play against on a regular basis. That's what the Premier League's all about.
Mike, when you signed here, I don't think you expected to come into a relegation scrap, and yet if you lose tomorrow with Leicester and QPR playing one another, you could be in the bottom 3 at the end of the game. How do you feel about that mentally?
No, of course it's disappointing. You know, look at the squad that we've got at Hull City. The gaffer's brought in, and he's made Hull City have been in the Premier League 15 months. We can't get carried away either way. You know, Hull City is about staying in the Premier League. Second year in it is always tough. You know, we've had some tough games away from home. You say relegation is not something that we're thinking about at this moment in time. You know, there's an awful lot of football left to be played, and the way we played last week and the way we can play, we believe we can climb up that table, and 2 wins on the bounce certainly does that.
gets it at Old Trafford, it is still a hard place to go.
Of course it is, yeah, no hiding it. They're going to be favourites. Of course, yeah, we go into Old Trafford. It's a tough place, but we go there and try and enjoy it and play as well as we can.
What's been your view of refereeing? You already mentioned the game you didn't play in, which was the Stoke match. John Moss, I think, was the referee on that occasion, and you had the two Yorkshiremen as well, for goodness sake, Craig Pawson last week from Sheffield. But what is the standard of refereeing like this season?
Okay, there's no hiding it's hard for them, and it wasn't the referee that seen the incident last week. It was a linesman, so it is hard for them, but it's fine margins, and it changes games, and it can be the difference between a win or a draw. So it's hard, but it's also hard for players and managers and everyone involved in the football club when decisions go against you.
Yeah, do players help, I wonder? I was thinking about your old mate Jan Vertonghen having a bit of a tumble last week against Ramirez. Does that help the referee? Does that help the linesman? Does that help anyone?
It's one of those things. I mean, look, for Gaston to get 3 games for that, at the time I didn't see it, I didn't know what had gone on, and I've run over and you're angry and you're thinking, wow, he's going to be sent off for something, and someone said, look, he had a kick out, and so then you think, well, I haven't seen it, so you're going against something that you haven't seen. Having seen it on the TV, I'm thinking 3 games for that. Well, football's a man's game. No, everyone wants to see that, wants to see tackles flying in. And it's just disappointing that we're going to lose Gaston for 3 games over something as little as it was.
And despite your injury, you settled here?
Yeah, settled great. Everyone's made me welcome. I love him playing my football. Going out, the gaffer lets us go out and play with freedom, and I certainly believe I'm doing that.